Welcome to the Arts Page. I'm your host, Sandy Max, and we're on location at the Milwaukee Public Library's Mitchell Street branch, a beautiful space loaded with books, the perfect place to spotlight features about the power of storytelling. The Mitchell Street Library has a program called Gathering Art, Stories, and Place. They hosted a special Fabula StorySlam recently, where members of Milwaukee's deaf community came together to share their personal stories.
The great thing about stories is that they reflect the real complexity of our lives. When someone is telling a story and someone else is listening, the brainwaves of the speaker and the listener actually sync up. It's actually the way in which we build relationships and connect to each other. Fabula is a Milwaukee nonprofit, and our mission is to connect Milwaukee through real stories. We've been around since 2009, and we put on story slams and workshops where people share their true personal stories, and in the process, build community, connect with each other, and even heal. We started out with these story slams, which are events where anyone could put their name in the hat for the chance to get up on stage and share a true story. And all the stories are on a theme, so that hopefully over the course of the night, we really just explore all the different human experiences that are out there. Storytelling can look different depending on which group is involved. We actually discovered that the deaf community doesn't consider themselves to be necessarily a disability community, that it's really more of a language and culture.
We have two different American languages here. We have sign language for us to be able to express ourselves, and not only in the signs that we're using off our hands, but our full body. It's everything. It's our facial expression to show our mood, our temperament, and it's kind of like intonation in English, how you speak and how you say certain things and you emphasize certain words. We are able to do that as well.
Mayra and Jose are two community members who have been shaping this particular collaboration. When we first started the project, we knew it would be really important to have people from the deaf community helping to design the project.
Fabula has been a great experience for the deaf community, and I think it's going to be great for the hearing community as well to hear our stories, probably something that they haven't heard before.
What really impacts me is this controversial topic of diversity.
I think a lot of people in the audience will look at that as a label, and I want them to keep in mind what kind of impact that leaves if you're making an assumption.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our very first Deaf Story Slam.
The storytellers are going to be getting up and sharing stories on the theme of labels. At the Story Slam, we will have around 6 people get up on stage and share a true personal story. Now, these stories will be signed, so we'll have interpreters who are interpreting from ASL into spoken English, so that both the deaf community and the hearing community can appreciate the stories.
A little bit in that time in the 80s and 90s, it was seen upon that deaf people were almost kind of embarrassing. It was shameful because we would try to learn how to talk, but a lot of people would say that our voice was not as eloquent or as beautiful as a person who can hear. We were monsters.
I wasn't ready to be done working. I want to work. I have skills. I am capable. I want to work, but nobody was willing to give me a chance.
I let them know that I was very interested in this job, and I wanted to know they were too. And they said, yes, we are very interested. You have all the qualifications we are looking for, but we do have one concern. You can't hear. And with being able not hearing, we have safety issues. So hearing that, as you probably all know, was a huge frustration. I couldn't believe that that was the one thing that was holding me back from this job that I wanted all my career.
I should mention that I had a son at the time. My son's school would sometimes call me. I would step in the hall, take the call, 5 minutes, and then go back to doing meal prep for lunch. And then I got a warning from this boss saying that I was in violation of the rules because I was using my phone. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Because you're on your phone all the time. You just have it up by your ear while you're cooking and you're talking and you're cooking at the same time. I can't do that because I'm deaf. I got to step into the hall and do my business and come back.
Well, I talked today about being an independent woman. You know, just all the hardships I have gone through to figure out what I needed to do to be successful as I am today. You know, those barriers are important. They make you who you are. They develop your character. But, you know, I'm very happy to be where I am now.
But my uniqueness wasn't just a college student trying to find identity. I was a Black, deaf man trying to find my way in the world.
My topic, I focus on communication and how to overcome through adaptation. I wanted to focus on this idea that I didn't want to worry about barriers and how to have other people take control of my story. When I thought I was going to have to make a change, I wanted to take authority and find that way that I needed to by myself in order to be successful.
When I was in college, I honestly didn't think that a support system was needed. I thought independence meant me and myself only. I thought I could make it by myself meant that I was successful. But we had to think about making sure you had support, if it was teachers or emergency contact or someone who could just ask you if you were all right. I wanted to make sure that I had that transparency with individuals in my community as well as I had with my family. I decided that I wanted to make sure that I had a company that supported me in the communication realm and the expertise that I brought, because I am qualified to learning how to communicate with the hearing world.
Am I proud? Yes, I'm proud to be deaf. I'm proud to be Mexican. And if you don't like me, pfft.
I want people to be more aware. Deaf people have been through a lot. I want you to acknowledge that we know what we're talking about. Keep that in mind as you meet us out in the workforce or in other daily situations. Be our ally. Come alongside us.
Learn more about Fabula and their upcoming story slams and workshops on their official website, xfabula.org.